kwamba tumekataa kukaa katika pwani. By all means, asanteni sana mkaribieni.
Kama ni ng'ombe tulipiga wazi wazi, na ikija tena Jumanne nitapiga tena yes.
Kuhakikisha kwamba tumekataa kukaa katika pwani. By all means, asanteni sana mkaribieni.
Kama ni ng'ombe tulipiga wazi wazi, na ikija tena Jumanne nitapiga tena yes.
That is a video of Lamu women rep. She was ordered out of event by the locals because of voting yes to finance bill. And when she was leaving, she made that statement saying, "Ate kikuja nita vote yes." Kenyans are making it difficult for the MPs who voted yes to even address them, and I think they're not allowing it. If there is something that has unified the country, is the protest against finance bill. And that is why I want us to listen to something from Mudavadi. The statement by Musalia Mudavadi that members of parliament should not consider dropping the finance bill amid the protest because it could be part of the wider scheme to pass vote of no confidence against Kenya Kwanza could be the hidden reason behind reluctance. But don't you really think that protest is just one of the tools of showing vote of no confidence? And then if that is the issue, then the Constitution envisioned separation of powers, that parliament should enjoy its autonomy. And is parliament an institution to protect presidency? And a seasoned politician like Mudavadi seems to be making sense, but why is he not telling President Ruto that the problem is bigger? Because just today, Babu Namwamba could not address the crowd in Carnivore during the Fred Amondi's burial, during the Fred Amondi's memorial event that was going on in Carnivore. Ladies and gentlemen, Mudavadi is saying something, and I would want us to pay attention to that.
Finance. Mukiangu finance bill kwa serikali yoyote, the next thing watasema that was a vote of no confidence, therefore the government must go home and we have fresh elections. That will be the end result. Kwa hivyo mkisimama hapa na watu wanacheka kule na nyinyi mnafikiri ni mchezo, watu wanataka kupanga kwamba waangushe finance bill ndio wanaseme this is a vote of no confidence in William Ruto aende nyumbani. Don't take it lightly. Don't take it like a joke. It is serious. Katika Kenya hii we want stability. Na wakati nilikuwa hapa tukiwa na Ruto na wakina Kimani Chungwa tukitoa ile earthquake, mimi nakumbuka hapa na kwengine niliambia wa Kenya kwamba ile mzigo Ruto anachukua wa serikali hii, kuna shimo kubwa sana ambayo imechimbwa na wale wanaondoka, na hiyo shimo itachukua muda minimum 3 years ndio tuanze kuona na manufaa. I said it then. And now we are seeing it. Kwa sababu serikali ulimwengu mzima ina njia mbili peke yake ya kupata pesa. Ushuru ama kukopa. That is how our government, kama ni serikali ya United States, kama ni serikali ya Fransa, kama ni serikali ya Ujerumani, kama ni serikali ya Japan, kama ni serikali ya wapi, ina njia mbili peke yake ya kupata pesa. Finance bill zao, watoe ushuru ama wakope pesa. Na hii serikali imepata madeni mazito. Sasa Mheshimiwa Ruto anajaribu kuambia Wakenya tuko kwa shimo. It's either we continue borrowing at a very high rate or we start also cutting expenditure and increasing revenue locally. That is the difficult decision that President Ruto has got to make. And that is the decision that he has put before Parliament for Kenyans to understand.
So keenly, if you listen to what Mudavadi is saying there, he's begging those MPs, and what he's saying is, if you allow this bill to be dropped, or rather, if you don't pass this bill, then government shall have lost grip of Parliament, and the next discussion will be that government should be disbanded. One of the narratives in the streets has been that just don't bring this finance bill, because even the last one has not been fully implemented and we've not seen the impact. And with an understanding that the bill is coming up with some additional taxes. But Musalia Mudavadi, the son of Mudamba, should understand. Voting in Parliament, the government will enjoy the majority because of the majoritarian rule. But Kenyans are already passing vote of no confidence against Kenya Kwanza by lynching public officers, ministers, and members of parliament elected on the UDA ticket that voted no are finding it rough even to engage their constituents, because it's not very easy. And so let me just get to understand, because this video you're seeing here, Ababu na Mwamba, the sports CS, had to be, had to be whisked away from Carnivore tonight, or rather on Friday night, after he was heckled and booed and could not even give his speech there. And by the time immediately midway the event, immediately he came off the stage, he was escorted by elite security. And so I kept on asking, should we normalize that during such a finance bill, and of course let me just use the finance bill, there is a lot of police, the politicians or government can only move by the machinery. For a minister to be in Carnivore and to leave Carnivore in peace, full security, more than 20 security men had to come to flank, or rather to blanket the minister, who had to leave the venue in rush because the press became more hostile. And this is what transpired and this is what happened when he was trying to address the crowd in Carnivore.
Asante, imefika. Tumewasikia. Asante. Thank you very much. Tumesikia. Asante. Tumesikia. Hata mimi tumesikia. Thank you, we hear you, but we are here to celebrate our brother. And as creatives, we want to say it is sad to lose this talent. you. We want to say, let's take full place in eternal peace. Thank you so much. Yeah. Sawa. Let's read it. All right. It's all right. Hold on. It's all right. Okay, guys. Listen. Sir, listen. Utai. Sir. We are here to celebrate the life of Pauline. We recognize that energy, we appreciate that energy, but we shall pay respect to Frederick Omondi tonight. And whether you make noise, I say, we live in an amazing country where everybody has a right to say their bits. Asanteni sana. Keep booing, keep cheering, keep saying no, as others say yes. And I want to assure creatives today that for a long time, our sector has been ignored. For a long time, the creative sector has not been given sufficient attention. All right, we have a donation here. To support the send-off of our brother Freddy Omondi. Poleni sana na wale tunaendesha nduthi, wale tunaendesha buses, let us be careful on our roads. I will hand my contribution. So I can receive on behalf of the family? Yes. Churchill. Yes. My contribution of 300,000 shillings kusaidia familia tunapromote our creative. So 300,000 for Asanteni.
So this is not something that should be taken lightly. And I partly agree with Musalia that when the public is protesting, when MPs fail, MPs shall have passed vote of no confidence. But which is the best option? Who are the people that votes? They are the members of the public. MPs also only have some 349 votes. And people that are outside parliament are carrying more than 20 million votes. So between guarding that presidency and listening to the 20 million people outside, so that you still join with them, because what's so difficult talking with the people? What's so difficult having that discussion? Because the listening here is the problem. Someone cannot listen because already people are being profiled. And something interesting happened in Bondo. Amongst the ODM rebels from Nyanza, Ochanda voted yes for the bill. That is Bondo Member of Parliament who was elected an ODM ticket. You could even realize that Jalango had smelled coffee and had realized that if he would have voted no, then he would have not, he had to regain his image. If he had voted yes, had to make a U-turn and vote no. David Ochieng, who was also around William Ruto, also made a last-minute U-turn and voted no. And you'll realize that some MPs like Sabina Chege were not even in parliament. She didn't vote. Not even in parliament. So what are we saying? In Bondo, the constituents carried this casket and they moved to the CDF office saying, and of course showing their resentment that their member of parliament voted no. I've listened to a speech and they're saying that the reason why Ochanda is supporting Kenya Kwanza is because he is lobbying for the constituency to be split into two. So if Bondo is going to be split, for people who know that area, there will be Usigu and then there will be Imbo. So in any case, I think he comes from this other side of Usigo. So he believes that if it is split, he would have a leverage of campaigning within his locality. And let me say this. If there is a constituency that has to be split in Nyanza, it cannot be Bondo. It cannot be the constituencies in Bondo. It can only be Alego Usonga. Alego Usonga is the largest constituency in Siaya County. Someone can check those facts with me, and people who come from that area, not because I come from Alego Usonga, but even if you check, you realize Alego Usonga is the largest constituency in Siaya, and in fact in Nyanza, amongst top 2 largest constituencies is Alego Usonga and Nyatike. Alego Usonga and Nyatike. So I'm looking at that, and when I listened to that story, I was like, that is part of the trap. You know, it's not true that it will be guaranteed. If the constituency review is affected by the factors, because now politics is changing, will he get his way? It's going to be something very different. And I was so interested with, of course I want us to listen to a soundbite of one of the people that was talking there. She's a woman, and I like, from the interior, from the small village in Imbo. Listen, get to know how she's breaking it down. She's actually breaking that finance bill down. It's a bit interesting here.
Kipenda, sisi kama wanabodi imefika wakati ambapo ni lazima tuchukue mamlaka yetu mikononi, kwa sababu yule mtu ambaye tulimchagua kama mbunge wetu amekataa kutilia maanani mahusia yetu kama wanabondo. Na tunasema sisi kama wanabondo tumechoka, hatukupendi, hatukutambui na hatukujui.
Kwa majina ninaitwa Rosa Ngule, nikiongea kama mkaaji wa Bondo, nikiongea kwa niaba ya kanisa. Mimi ni mama, niko na watoto, niko na wajukuu, na ndio sababu ninaongea juu ya bill ambayo inaendelea saa hii. Kwa sababu tunajua kwamba niliona serikali ya Moi, nikaona ya Mwai Kibaki, nikaona ya Uhuru Kenyatta, sasa ninaona hii ya Ruto. Na ninaona iko tofauti sana na zingine. Tunajua ya kwamba kwa dunia hii tuko na mayatima, tuko na wajani, tuko na wenye hawajiwezi kabisa. Tunajua ya kwamba usipo kuwa na moyo wa utu kwa wengine, wewe pia yako itakuwa mabaya wakati hautakuwa katika leadership position. Ndio sababu tunasema kwamba tunastumu sana vile ilijitokeza jana ya kwamba mbunge wetu alipiga yes na anasimamia sisi kama watu wa Bondo. Ukisimamia watu unaenda kwa niaba ya watu, sio matarajio yako unaenda naye pahali. Na tunajua ya kwamba aliambiwa ya kwamba hajasoma hiyo katiba, hajasoma hiyo bill, ndio ilifanya afanye yale hawajui. Alisema kwamba anaenda kutekeleza mabarabara na mambo zingine. Na ukiangalia hata kwa budget yenyewe haina nini ya barabara. Na tunajua ya kwamba ako mjanja. Nilisikia wenzangu wakisema kwamba tisa zingine anapigania constituency ya Usigu. Hata hiyo constituency ya Usigu ikitokea, sisi tuko hapa kama watu wa Imbo. Na Imbo sio Chanda peke yake, kuna watu wengi in Imbo. But as at now, tuna fight kama watu wa Bondo constituency. Tunajua ya kwamba Chanda ameaibisha mkubwa wetu ambaye ni Raila. Na tunajua ya kwamba yeye ashaenda Sigoi, atuachie Bondo, aishie huko. Sisi kama wamama tuko na hasira, kwa sababu siwezi nikakataza mtoto wangu asioe, na siwezi nikakataza bibi yake asi-attend periods, kwa sababu aki-attend periods atatumia sanitary towels, akizaa mtoto atatumia diapers. Sasa tunasema kwamba Ochanda ashaenda, na mwenye ashaenda atuongei na yeye. Tunasema ya kwamba Ochanda akirudi asekanyage ofisi ya ODM, kwa sababu yeye sio mtu wa ODM, na tunasema kwamba akirudi atuone tu kama watu wa Bondo na sio kama watu ambao walimchagua. Sisi wamama tutatoa nguo, tutatembea uchi ili ajue ya kwamba tuko na hasira kama wamama.
Now, when Mudavadi is floating that narrative, I'm telling you, it has started with Mudavadi. It's part of the new thing they have crafted. And I will not be shocked to see another member of parliament tomorrow and Sunday taking that line and also moving along with it. That is going to be their line moving forward. It's not going to shock me if that happens, because Kenya Kwanza wants to drag other forces in this so that they will play a victim. Someone wants to create some imaginary enemies that are, there are some people that are seated somewhere that wants to remove William Ruto from power. By the way, those Gen Zs, if I have listened to what people have been saying in public is, yes, when you see in the bars and in the public gatherings, they are saying Ruto must go. But you need to question, why are they saying Ruto must go? It has developed from reject finance bill to Ruto must go. Why? Because when they were saying reject finance bill, MPs had not voted. Immediately that those MPs voted, that was second reading. Of course, the final vote is going to be taken on Tuesday, if I'm not wrong. They know very well that Ruto is going to bulldoze his way, that government is going to bulldoze its way in that parliament. And that is why they are saying, if you can't listen to us, that need to be understood very well. If you can't listen to the people in the streets, then you must go. That is the rationale behind it. And you need to ask, so after the bill is passed, what is going to happen next? The protest would go and take the angle of, we have not been heard. People have not been heard. And that is the direction it will take. And that is why I'm seeing the likes of Mudavadi bringing that. Now, the second purpose of that narrative is, I think Kenya Kwanza want to please their loyalty circle. It was shocking that Eldoret came out in their numbers. It was shocking that Nyeri, Nyandarua, Laikipia, Meru, and Kirinyaga were protesting. And they're wondering, and you could see the photos from Eldoret. Even that UDA wheelbarrow was brought down. So some of those things are not looking very cool for them. And that is why they're trying to say, they want to bring... So someone who is loyal to UDA and loyal to Ruto is not going to attend those. Number three, I think Mudavadi is a seasoned politician, and what he's saying is they are seeing a messy one-term government, and they can't just tell it. They can't just face the president and tell him the king is naked, but they can't go and tell the king you're naked. So it's just trying to run these narratives. For example, why is this? And this is my last bit. MPs are being told, if you drop finance bill, maybe they will call for government to be disbanded. Then after that, they go to election. Some MPs know very well that if people go to the polls, especially those ones that were voting yes, if an election is called next week, quite a number of people will lose their seats. And that is part of the bigger problem. Ladies and gentlemen, stick here because something is happening between Rigathi and Kalonzo. It will be interesting to hear that. Thank you.